Became director of ODI, I thought the job was about changing the world. And it didn't take 5 minutes to be disabused of that. There were 3 priorities. The first was not to go bankrupt. And we struggled with that, but we more or less managed it. The second was not to fall out with the chair. And I was very lucky to have first Simon Cairns, and then Margaret Jay, and then Adair Turner, who were strong and demanding and tough, all 3 of them, but also very supportive when it mattered. And they were supported by Dominic Brunseals from Barclays and Avinash Urso, Britain's leading public intellectual, I think, Avinash. Pity he's not here to lend lustre to the evening. The third priority was to set things in the right position and to help find the right successor. And I think that is the most successful part of the job of all, because in Alison Evans, ODI has now got somebody who is a better researcher, more intelligent, higher emotional IQ, better manager, better at public relations, and a great leader. And I mean that, and I think ODI has done very well to get there. I was focusing on those things. Meanwhile, almost behind my back, thanks to the researchers of ODI, you know what ODI became? A top 5 global think tank. Top 5 on any subject, in any field, with any purpose. And what was that about? It was because we really focused on what ODI can do in central London, which is to take ideas and turn them into practical change that will benefit poor people. And remember our mission statement, which is to inspire and inform policy and practice which reduce poverty. And it was the work of individuals who did that. David Booth, who's here, who came in when we didn't have a poverty programme at ODI and created a poverty programme and taught the world about poverty reduction strategy papers and then turned it into a programme about politics. John Farrington, who isn't here, who created the whole idea of livelihoods and used the idea of livelihoods to help Claire Short formulate the practical implications of her white paper. The humanitarian group, Sarah's here, but John Borton and Joe McRae and Margie Buchanan-Smith, who developed the idea of good humanitarian donorship and really worked to improve the performance and accountability of the humanitarian agencies, have made a huge difference to policy and practice in that field. And then in international economics, aid for trade, in the papers every day. Where does that come from? It comes from ODI, the work we did on commodity trade, on investment, on business and development. Why is there a consensus in the UK on international development, not just around 0.7, but around the whole range of policies? Well, of course, we've had excellent ministers, and I'm delighted we have Andrew Mitchell, who I think will be very good, and is the best prepared Secretary of State we've had, certainly in my time. But we have that consensus. Why? Because ODI has been at the heart of it. That's what we've set out to do, not just in the UK, around the world, and that's now what we have to do in the future. I've just come back from Asia, at the Eurasia Development Meeting. I set off from a continent with an aging population, slow growth, declining GDP, euro crisis, massive fiscal deficits. I arrived in a continent where no country has a growth rate of less than 8%, where poverty is reducing faster than at any time in history, where there is an extraordinary self-confidence, not just about national policy, but about regional and global public goods. I think ODI's job, our job in development in the future, is to hang on to that ideal about bridging research and policy, about using ideas to change the world and to apply it in what is going to be, for Alison and all my colleagues, my former colleagues, an extraordinarily different world. Congratulations on your birthday. Good luck.